Hello there friends and welcome. This is a guide on how to unlock the unique beast spells in Elden Ring, so for example Bestial Sling and also Bestial Vitality. These spells are all incantations, so they will scale based on your faith by default, and you also need a sacred seal such as the Finger Seal to be able to cast them. And this guide will focus on the best ones that you can get in the early games, so even before defeating the bosses of Stormveil Castle. So first we have to actually unlock the area where we can find our Beast NPC, that will trade Deathroots for our spells. So let's get started. First head to the Third Church of Marika Grace, which is northeastern of the starter area. You can just follow the main road here and it will lead you to the Grace. Simply head north to this little watery area here, and right here you'll find a sanding gate. So enter the gate and you'll be dropped right at the place we have to go. So just keep going ahead, open the big doors, and here we are, the Bestial Sanctum area with the merchant we have to reach. There's also a grace placed right here. However, to actually talk with the merchant, you first need to get an item. So just activate the grace for now so you can teleport to it later. Now let's get the item we need. Head to the Summon Water Village outskirts grace right here. Pretty close to the Third Church of Marika Grace too. The only difference is you have to follow the other road here from the starter area. Reach the little lake area, and you'll have to fight a boss here that will drop the item we need. The Tibia Mariner. He doesn't have much in the way of ranged attacks besides the swing, so you can just keep lobbing fireballs and hit from afar. After you defeat the Tibia Mariner, you'll get your first Deathroot, and also the skeleton enemy summon. Pretty fun. So now return to the Bestial Sanctum area we just unlocked and offer the Deathroot to our merchant here. Hand over Deathroot. And he gives us the Clawmark seal and also the Beast Eye item. The Clawmark seal has lower faith scaling than our default starter Finger Seal, but it does increase the power of bestial incantations. Beast Eye, on the other hand, will let you detect nearby Deathroots. So to actually get the beast spells, we have to give him more Deathroots. For another Deathroot, go to the Death Touch Catacombs, that you can easily access from the area here, the War Master Shack. That's north from the starter area, and then east. Once inside the catacombs, first head left over here, go down the stairs. You can run past all of the skeletons that will keep spawning, just turn a lever down, and you'll get this door unlocked, so you can now fight the boss of the area. The Black Knife Assassin. He's pretty easy with our wolf summons, you can really just spam your catch flame ability. Now head over here. Open the chest. And we get another Deathroot, our second one. So return to the Bestial Sanctum, give the Deathroot.
I'm not sated.
And you'll finally get our true first beast incantation, Bestial Sling. Now for our third and early Deathroot, go to the Liurnia Highway North Grace, which is north from the lake-facing cliffs. The Grace you first reach either by defeating the bosses of Stormveil Castle or also by dropping down the fallen bridge here and just heading up north. So after you've reached Liurnia Highway North, head to the east here. And you'll soon find our second Tibia Mariner boss. You can sprint past all of the enemies as usual. Just keep heading ahead. And here we are, the lake that we have to reach, and there's the mariner boss already, on his little boat. Remember, you can always summon your wolves, the beast eye has started quivering already. You can always just hit him with your flame-slaying fireballs. You can't really do much from range, isn't it? Catch Flame works as well. Just be sure to avoid his attacks, which are somewhat slow. You can always go for a little Catch Flames, and then retreat. And there we go. So now we have our third and final Deathroot for the early game, and also even the Skeletal Bandit summon. So go back to Bestial Sanctum again.
Feed me.
And we now have Bestial Vitality. Bestial Vitality will slowly regenerate your hit points, as you can see from my hit points bar here. So you can certainly have some use when you cast it before tough enemies or boss battles. You really don't want to be casting this during battle. Beast Vitality is also great in that it can last for a very long amount of time. Bestial Sling, on the other hand, will throw a bunch of rocks right at your foes. It can actually hit multiple enemies, but you have to be somewhat close to them. It's also somewhat easy to hit the enemies with Bestial Sling by just circling ahead of them. Just like this. So can work for single target damage too. But I'd say one of the best uses is to hit multiple enemies at once, just like this. Especially because it's very fast cast. And it also doesn't really cost much as far as FP. Now, because by default this spell will send shards flying upwards, they can be great for hitting giant enemies and enemies that have their head as their weakest spot. See, we just hit the giant's head again, which made him fall down on the ground. Now, I realize there are more beast spells in the game, but for this guide I decided to focus on the ones that you can get early on, and also how to unlock them, of course, in the first place. Through other Deathroots, you can still unlock a few more of these spells. Alright everyone, so this was it for my Beast Spells guide. If you found this guide useful, then please remember to like, subscribe, and even consider becoming a member of the channel. To support it if you can. Thank you for watching and see you next time, friends.